All right, it's the Rundown July 18th. It's the Rundown July 18th. Happy birthday to Keegan, his first birthday.
Happy birthday, Keegs.
The big one. Clap it up for my boy. We got Nate in on the Rundown since we all just got back from D.C. and the All Star Game was down there, so we'd have our D.C., Baltimore, DMV guy on the scene today. The Rundown, of course, is brought to you by Body Armor. The sports drink. I sweat my dick off in D.C.
It's like your town is a fucking problem. And by the way, this morning, beautiful.
I know.
It was so comfy this morning.
It was like, I got back to New York last night, and I walk out, and it was like 75 at night, and I was like, I was never happier to be back in this scumbag city than after leaving your scumbag city.
Bad week to go.
It was terrible, and everybody was hot, but I was sweating like profusely. By the way, I have Tide to Go on my shirt, so rather than tweet me 55,000 times, yes, I have 2 stains on my shirt. I was the only one that looked like I had been swimming in a pool in my clothes.
You were showering all the time.
My hair was wet. I had the belly sweat going. So the only thing that kept me alive, I was slugging Body Armor. Yeah. I was replenishing those electrolytes with my Body Armor. I was drinking the Octo Orange and the watermelon one, strawberry watermelon, I think it is. That's it. Body Armor. I owe you my life. The only reason I am still alive today is because of Body Armor. The Octo Orange.
Mookie Betts also owes Body Armor.
Mookie Betts, Mike Trout hitting home runs off my guy DeGrom, all because of the Body Armor. The Octo Orange is the official drink of UFC. They got the AL MVPs one way or the other. They've got all the bloggers here. They are the premier sports drink in the world today. Tommy Smokes, of course, drinks it. That's just his 2 cents. Tommy murdered someone today on Twitter. You see that?
I saw that.
Just assassinated some sucker at Fordham.
You know him too, Tommy?
It had to be done.
like, are you haven't graduated, right?
No, he did.
You graduated? Okay.
He's a year younger.
Okay, so I thought you were going to go back to class with that kid and just be like, what's up?
No, but you know what? That kid probably was like, all right, thank God Tommy Smokes is gone. I'm going to be the man now. No. You thought you escaped the wrath of Thomas Smokes? No, you did not.
I did what needed to be done.
Yeah. Let's get to the All Star Game. Who won?
AL. I went to the game last night. I had to search who won this morning just because I didn't even drink. I was so tired just from everything yesterday and like the heat.
When I say week, I mean 2 days.
I nursed 1 beer the entire game, left in the 7th, and was home asleep before the game ended.
Yeah, I mean, that is, it's weird. Everybody complained, and rightfully so, that the home field advantage rule was too much. But now you take it away, and it's like, this game is fucking stupid. Like, you can't.
It's weird.
If you do, damned if you don't.
It was a good game. It was a good game, but it's weird when everyone's good. I was kind of like, it's almost like a weird complaint, but it's just kind of, like, I kept being like, oh, I want to get up and get a hot dog. Like, oh, shit, no, I want to see Arenado hit. I want to see fucking Trout hit.
And everybody pitches, 1 or 2 innings, so it's like there's never.
All throwing 99. Challenge.
There's never a moment where you're like, all right, when it's like the bottom of the 7th, this guy's gassed, the heart of the order's up. That never happens. It's just like everybody's good at all times.
Like from the tip, like the Max versus Trout showdown, the Nats manager was like, I hope he doesn't go out there and start throwing 99 after he's been throwing 97 all season, and he was throwing 99.
Everybody dials it up. If you're a competitor, you dial it up in the All-Star game. But the real story that came out of last night's game was Josh Hader.
Hey, and there too, I had a couple of real stories.
Okay.
Before we get to Hader. Hader's the main event. First real story, your ballpark is just terrible. Terrible. It has no life.
Does this mean you agree?
I sent him a text. I was like, they built the Nats park without character. It doesn't have defining characteristic that makes you be like, I want to go back. It's clean. It's nice.
That's the big thing. It's clean.
It's great for a Saturday afternoon game, but John's right. It just doesn't have that it factor that you think a new stadium should have.
Even last night, I figured for the All-Star game, you pull out the stops. Everyone working the concessions was like, "This fucking sucks," whatever. And then I did
you can't.
Also, 100
blame
degrees.
concession people.
No, but you kind of all of that factors into the atmosphere, right? There was no local fucking feel to it. There were no crab cake stand or so. Everything was just everything had Nathan's hot dogs and French fries. That was it. Which is all I eat at the game anyway, but still cool kind of
type of
right. And then I like to do a lap when I go to a new ballpark. I like to do a lap around the concourse and kind of see a different couple angles of the game and shit like that. There's no standing room there. There's I did half the game. If you walk into the outfield, they have a bar almost in front of it all, so you can't see the field from out there. When you're walking behind home, there's a bar there, so you can't see the field from there. And so you can basically only see the field from your seat. And I don't really give a shit about that.
I don't like sitting in my seat at ball games. I'm like, I never go to my seat.
In the playoffs, I stay in my seat and watch the game.
Yeah, that's about the
when a fucking regular season, I watch 7 different spots.
There's actually no excuse for a new stadium not being like perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, it's a weird complaint because like you need in order to get character, you need to have history. Nationals don't really have much history.
Like Citi Field stinks. The Mets stink, but Citi Field's awesome.
Yeah.
Like everyone says that's a good park to go to.
New Yankee Stadium sucks, dude. New Yankee Stadium,
like
watching a game in a Walmart.
The things I don't like about Nats Park is you're just facing like condos being built because like DC doesn't have a skyline. Yeah. So like I think like cities like Pittsburgh and like stuff like that who build these new stadiums, like also DC can't do that.
Shout out to that little area. We learned it was voted one of the top 12 coolest neighborhoods in the world, Nate.
Which is
the ballpark district.
Yeah, so that's all brand new.
Forbes said it was the best neighborhood
all brand new
in the world. It looked like
everything was under construction.
With condos
Maybe one day it will be, but like everything was under construction.
A lot of Buffalo Wild Wings.
And the second thing I wanted to bring up, that selfie that Luis Severino took. That's a motley fucking crew that was playing infield. They are all ridiculously. First of all, they were all named Jose. Jose Ramirez looked terrible. Jose Abreu looked terrible. Jose Altuve looked confused. Like everyone was just very, very out to fucking
squad
lunch.
pick though, man.
Oh yeah, a lot of talent in the pick.
Players.
As far as baseball goes, in the face, not so much.
The Josh Hader tweets from last night.
Oh boy,
wildly aggressive. I do think when they cut to the dugout, and who was it looking? It was Cruz and somebody else. Who was it?
Gene Segura.
They were looking at their iPhone. Like I do think they were looking at those tweets because they were like.
They probably got a hot text.
Yeah,
check this
out. I genuinely think that was the kind of the joke, but I really think they were checking his tweets.
I love they
so like hard N bombs. I think a hard F bomb. Just all together.
Like he had a white power.
He had a I hate gays. Like
right.
A statement of fact.
KKK stuff.
Yeah, he had a Photoshop Trayvon one. That one wasn't him.
Right, that wasn't real. But it easily could have been.
Yeah, I was like maybe.
That was some of the most aggressive tweets you'll see.
And you can't. I mean, 17 isn't you're too old. That's not an excuse. Yeah. If you were like 8, just hitting your phone, maybe.
Right.
But
like when
17,
Northwest was
you're an
tweeting
adult.
from Kim's phone. There's no. I mean, even
you're not technically an adult,
even
you're old
if you
enough
are
to not say the
young,
N-word.
when you're 15. I don't care. Like that's some hardcore shit you're saying, and it just like if you're gonna get drafted, if you're gonna ever be a professional athlete, if you ever just fucking delete it all. Don't even delete your tweets. Delete your whole account and start a new one.
Right. Like the second you realize you're something special.
Done.
Get rid of everything.
Even if you like get cocky with it, even if you like maybe might somehow be big in your field, wipe it.
Yeah, I mean his agent should have been on that. The team should have been. There's so many different people before it even got to him that should have been all over that. And then for it to come out during the All Star Game is just like
brutal. But that's when
dude, imagine that.
His
family
had to turn their shirts inside out.
They were wearing Hater jerseys. They turned it inside
They didn't want to get harassed.
No way.
They just put on generically.
like you have literally shamed your family's name. Like they cannot walk around being like we're the haters.
Yeah. So Tommy Smokes' friend was like they gotta like suspend him from baseball forever or something like that.
He said this is Barstool's next employee.
Yeah.
Oh, that cat. Yeah. He said, congratulations to the new Barstool employee, and that's when Tommy absolutely body bagged him. Yeah. Said, this is Deadspin's new employee. Oh, no, wait, you're not talented enough to work anywhere. Toss the pennies, spit on his face. This is Tommy Smokes does. We keep with baseball. Machado officially now goes to the Dodgers after we had reported handshake agreements, the good old handshake agreement.
Boy, RDT.
From, no, it was Smitty.
Oh, it was
Smitty. If it was correct, it was RDT. If it was wrong, it was Smitty. That was decided down in D.C. I'm happy because I thought this was either going to be to the Yankees or to Philly.
I mean, he'll be coming to the Yankees.
Right, but I think that, like, they probably would have won the World Series. You know what I mean? Like, at least there's a chance that maybe they don't this year. But I think Machado, even as a rental, would have been a problem for both teams. I think Philly is capable.
I don't think he would have been a Yankees rental. I just think he's an LA rental.
I think, if he's going to the Yankees.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just happy I don't have to see it right now. So that versus the other big sports move, Kawhi going to Toronto.
The best one.
I was going to say who you got, but I think everyone.
Does Kawhi even get on a plane?
I mean,
right now.
So they were
blatantly
saying
said he doesn't have any desire to play for Toronto. This is like some Game of Thrones type of like posturing and moving. Like, all right, you want to play fucking 9 games for us and make a huge stink of it? you're going. I mean, what Stephen A. Smith said. They exiled him to another country. Like, blast you off into the sun, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to the Raptors.
Big ballsy move by Toronto to think that, like, he's just going to show up happy and
That's
play
what's
there.
crazy. Is like most people, you're like, all right, I get that you don't want to play for our franchise, but hey, you're a professional. You're going to play. Kawhi,
but he does
just
have to
might
play.
not.
He'll get fined and all that shit, but like,
you think he's just going to pay all these fines? Yeah, he will be.
I feel
if
like
he doesn't have.
I feel like he could be like, re-aggravated my knee or whatever.
Exactly.
Achilles, whatever the fuck it was.
I guess you
That's what he
can
did.
find a doctor to do
Did he get
anything.
fined in San Antonio?
I don't know.
Because that's what he was doing.
No, he was technically injured.
They were.
People were saying he should have been back from the injury, but he was still injured. I don't think you can still keep using that injury, right?
Twists this, turns that. Can pull the same stunt again.
Yeah, just drives his scooter off the
I mean,
road.
it's wild because I usually am a fan of, like, if you are a primetime major athlete, like, you got to take a chance on him no matter what his attitude is. This guy is getting to the point where it's like, can you?
I honestly think there's a chance he just doesn't get on the plane. Be like, no, I'm not going.
He just sits
stamp
out.
his feet. Be like, no.
Kawhi probably doesn't even have a fucking passport. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi Leonard didn't have a passport.
What's so weird about him is that everyone talks about him being like a robot and shit, but not really. He's like clearly very emotional and has like
He's
strong
coming off
opinions
very
about-
whiny, very just like prima donna. Like, play your 1 year in Toronto and then go to LA, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be okay.
It's funny. It's just like, you know, he's wildly talented, but like you're clearly not like LeBron or KD, or you can't really make decisions and pull strings the way those guys can.
You know Pop too. Like, he probably got a better deal from LA. He's like, nah, we're gonna ship him up to Toronto.
And poor DeMar DeRozan is just like think about that.
He had a tweet about it, didn't he, or an Instagram about it?
Yeah, DeMar. He's
What did
not
he say?
happy. What did that Instagram say? Either way, when you're going from, nobody wins here. You don't want to go
not
from
really.
Toronto to San Antonio. You don't want to go San Antonio to Toronto. Both those teams, both those cities.
I'm no basketball expert, but I don't understand what Toronto's even doing, firing a head coach of the year and then getting a guy that you know doesn't want
Because
to
this is
play for
Toronto.
you.
I mean, they're great in the regular season, and then they just they stink in the playoffs.
He put up a story. It said, "Told one thing and the outcome another. Can't trust him. Ain't no loyalty in this game. Sell you out quick for a little bit of nothing. Soon you'll understand. Don't disturb."
But that's I do respect that from like that is the way the world works, and like I like players who are like, look, I'm not going. I mean, like I'm not playing for you. I don't want to play for you. I know I mean nothing to you. I know I'm gonna get the leverage.
I don't respect when you.
It's business.
Like you can't do that though. It's like you can't just not play and then also think that you get to decide and have all the leverage.
I saw a tweet breakdown today that it'll eventually, that 1 year sitting out will eventually cost them $80 million for a year.
I mean, I hope it was worth it,
That's
bro.
not getting the leverage. He didn't do it right. I respect trying to do it.
If
he
you
didn't do it
everything right. If you do everything like professionally, and then you want to like pick and choose where you go and force your way in or out of a place, fine. But if you're gonna just not play, then I don't think you deserve anything. I think it's fair game to do whatever you want with Kawhi Leonard. Fuck what he wants, because he clearly was only thinking about himself. So why consider him with your feelings?
I agree.
Second half of the rundown is brought to you by.
It's brought to you by Keeps. There it is. Go keeps.com/rundown and get your first month
free, Nate.
There you go.
We gotta get Nate
Keeps
some
offers the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products clinically proven to keep the hair you have. These are generic versions of established medications. Signing up takes less than 5 minutes.
How
less
many?
than 5. Thank you, Kevin. I was setting you up for that, John. And it's only $10 to $35 a month. Keeps hair today and hair tomorrow.
That's right.
Keeps.com/rundown.
Maybe my least favorite person on the planet Earth.
Me.
No, Nate, I love you, babe.
Let's go.
This, I think it was a girl who wrote this article
Oh, yeah.
about how to survive in Manhattan on a $25 an hour salary. She breaks down her budget, her rent, her expenses, her lifestyle, and just kind of casually drops in there that she makes $25 an hour, also has an $800 a month allowance from her parents, $150 from grandpa a month, and her rent is $2,100, but her parents pay that too. So here's how to survive in Manhattan on $25 per hour.
Also, they
and
pay her cell
also
phone
they
bills.
live rent-free and expense-free.
Her health care.
Her health insurance.
Yeah.
So here's how to survive. Here's how to pay your bills when you don't have any bills.
Her only 3 expenses per month are her Brazilian wax,
Yes.
her movie
Necessity.
pass, and her Equinox pass.
200
But here's
yo.
the deal. Here's the deal. I
Look
hate
hot and
doing
watch
this.
movies. Like
I hate doing this. We were talking about it the other day, and like people are too quick to say things are fake because, as we said, life is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, life is
hilarious. So most of the shit's true, but this one I feel like is too much.
I mean, she's not wrong. That's a good way to.
You think that she?
I just think it's all made up.
She just wrote this article to just get clicks.
Yeah, Brett referenced it actually, where there was that one that was fake a couple months ago about my parents paid for Coachella and I'm tired.
Yes,
of whatever.
Question: and does Refinery 29 let anybody publish on the site, or is that like an actual?
There's no name attached to this.
It's anonymous.
So they just took an anonymous submission and they published it.
Yeah.
I could see. Yeah.
Because then she's even she goes into extent where when she's at work, I mostly sit around and do nothing, and then
so it's too much.
Oh, so you think it's
she makes her breakfast every morning is avocado toast. It's that's
you're checking all the cliche boxes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is that much like the Josh Hader tweets, it still could be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There are that many young assholes out there that would be yeah, no. Which makes sense.
Also, to be fair, and even pretty much everyone here was that young asshole. Everyone downstairs is that young asshole who's getting a lot of help.
Yeah, but they wouldn't write an article.
That's what I'm saying. They wouldn't write the article.
I mean,
there's
hand up. My parents paid for my education. They paid for my rent. They paid for my bills. I would say it. I wouldn't be preaching about how to survive.
Right.
Even it said student loans. I don't have any. It's you just wouldn't put that in there.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was including so much that, maybe you're right.
These people do exist. There are those dickheads. But I just don't, I think they're at least self-aware enough to just be if asked, I'll tell the truth. But I'm not going to go out there spreading it. When I was an intern, when I was first an intern here 9 years ago, my parents paid my rent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to be an intern here.
No, I mean, you were eating Kraft singles on just bread.
Yeah, I didn't get any money. They paid my rent.
Oh,
I didn't get any money.
What did you got tomato soup and you just put a Kraft single on top of it.
I put a Kraft single on top of it.
Yeah,
that's what I had for breakfast,
some
lunch,
poor
and dinner every day.
I mean, that was when you were getting $500 a month, maybe. It was when Dave decided that month you would get paid.
If it was, sometimes this month, I can't afford to pay this month.
It was if Dave bought too many on-demand movies at his own house that day, that month, he wouldn't get any money.
I was saying Keith wrote his breakdown from when he lived in New York on $1,000 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And what did he do? Live with 8 people and he just.
It was a 5-bedroom.
It
was probably a 4-bedroom with 5 guys.
That's life.
It was $25,000. We were splitting the money.
Jeez.
And again, that was also when Dave decides to send the check.
Yeah. The one of my favorite lines ever on Barstool is still he went 3 months without ever getting a check, and he said, "I'm pretty sure Dave just writes K Marco in crayon and puts it in the mail."
Dave,
and he's K Marco, New York.
When you bring that up to Dave, he's no, that didn't happen. And then he's yeah, maybe. It's entirely possible.
Dude,
that he just thought K Marco would get the post office to figure it out. We wrap up today with this video of this Uber driver who was peeing in a bottle while driving around a fair. I mean, it's gross, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, who cares, man?
Yeah,
get me from point A to point B, and I don't care what you do.
I'd rather you do that than fucking pull over. If you pulled over to run into a bathroom, I'd be furious. I mean, if you took your dick out in the car, I'd be whatever, man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's also
as long as they're not talking to you,
yeah.
I'd rather.
You also gotta be looking and filming, sit back there and mind your business. We get mad at Uber drivers when they talk to us and bother us, right? You mind your business back there. Yeah. Bury your head in your phone like everybody does. My Uber driver could be peeing all over the place. I wouldn't know. I keep my head down, and if you get me there, I'm happy.
That's all it takes.
End of story. So, let the Uber driver live, man. Yeah. I peed in the bottle the other day in my car.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've never done it while driving.
It was not easy.
I've done some fucked up stuff while driving.
Or peeing my pants. So.
You're just sitting in traffic.
I've done it in the backseat.
You were in Manhattan traffic. I was all right, I'm here. I'm good. And then I was trying to get across town, and it was a disaster. And I was peeing, and I went by a truck that was higher up, and the guy was just sitting in the passenger side.
Looking down, yeah.
And the traffic stopped me, and he definitely could see down. So that guy probably saw me.
He wasn't too impressed.
No, definitely was not.
When you were a kid.
What do you pee? Did you pee in a water bottle? You had a big Gatorade.
It was a big Poland Spring.
Okay.
And it was it was like Dumb and Dumber. I was I needed to slide another one in.
As a kid, I could get away with a regular water bottle, but...
Well, now that's why you got the Body Armor. You get the 32-ouncer, replenish, rehydrate, and then you can use it as a toilet as well. Body Armor. It's also a toilet. All right, that's it for the rundown. Anything for the after show? Your city stinks, man. It stinks.
I was going to say, no, it's a great city. It's Jonah Hill.
No, it's not.
Yo, wait, by the way, Brett, did you guys went sightseeing at 3 a.m.?
It's the best.
Why at 3 a.m. Were you drunk?
Everything's open.
The best.
Yeah, we were pretty drunk.
Oh, yeah, you were drunk.
We were hammered. We got back to the hotel. We had a drink, and then we're like, "You guys want to do like the Monuments tour?" And like,
So you got city bikes and rode around DC
city
drunk.
bikes till 3 a.m. Yeah.
We should have done the segways or the birds.
I can't
The
believe you
birds
didn't do it.
are
We like
dope.
We were like supposed to
hot.
do that. No, we were like supposed to do it, and then we just forgot, and we saw it on like the last day. We're like, we were supposed to do it.
I never saw a station though. I never saw
I didn't see
somewhere.
that. I just saw someone riding. We were at the Capitol, and we were gonna go to the Washington Monument.
Too far away.
And it looked like it was about 250,000 miles
Yeah.
away.
You'll have to go in the fall.
So
when
we
it's
just saw
local.
Duck Ramp.
But also the
Duck Ramp was the highlight.
Duck
anyway.
Ramp was amazing. There was a little ramp in like one of like the reflecting ponds or whatever
pool, yeah.
that it was like designed for ducks to walk up the ramp and get in. It was the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Way more entertaining or way more cool than any of the other sightseeing. The problem with DC is
Kevin called the Capitol Police security guards, and they were
so we
not
were all
happy.
fucking around. Me,
You like called them?
No. Listen, our crew and then Dallas Braden's crew were both filming things. And Dallas was like fucking around. He threw his water bottle at Jared. Jared ducked it, and it just went flying, and it like skipped off the ground and went right past a police officer's feet.
Good.
And he was like, one cop was young, and he was a stoolie, I could tell. And then this cop was like, bald head, shades on, like he was just a stereotypical cop. And I was like, fucking around with Dallas back. I was like, Dallas, come on, man, you're embarrassing us. You almost hit the security guard with a water bottle. Oh, no. And he was like, police officer. Like, okay, so sorry. And the young cop was like, sorry, man, like, the guy's a dick. But yeah, he was not happy with that at all. I thought he was like a, Capitol. I thought he was a sightseeing.
As soon as you
security
said
guard.
that, I was like, oh shit, only because I'd seen a sign that said Capitol Police, and I'd just seen that
I'm
guy,
just
and I
ready
said,
for it to
that
be
guy's
like-
gonna get
I'm
mad.
imagining like
Yeah,
Feits
he was
reading
not, none too happy. This whole city, though, is predicated upon sightseeing, which is stupid.
How about Keith, by the way, walking in the midst of a police standoff in New York?
Yeah, he just kind of brushed over that story.
I didn't see that.
He said he was just like walking through the streets at night and like headed in his phone and like saw some homeless guy doing something weird, and then he heard gun, 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 and he looked up and there was a cop like gun drawn, and this guy he just
Here he
kept
comes.
walking. He was just like,
Oh, look at big smile Keith.
yeah. He just
Look
like,
at
kept
that.
walking.
Big
Right?
smile Keith.
Yeah, I almost got shot in an act of police brutality. It wasn't.
You should have done that and just got and get sued.
Just target the white bloggers.
I wouldn't have minded
I
getting
am
shot.
a
I
white
didn't-
Jewish male. I was assaulted and shot by the cops.
It wasn't
You could
like-
cash in, dude.
It wasn't a real cop. It was
Uh-oh.
a guy who was
Security guard.
enough to have a gun, a real gun, and had like cop written on his back or something. But he was on the
maybe
radio
he
and
was
had
a
the gun.
criminal.
Yeah.
And I had my headphones in, obviously, and I was just walking, and I saw the guy freaking out. He wasn't homeless. He was like
What time? It was like
well-dressed.
1 a.m., right?
No, it was earlier than that. But
It
I
was
couldn't
nighttime.
sleep, so I've been
Yeah.
trying to go on some walks, you know?
Yeah. It
And
was
I had my
late
head.
night.
Yeah, it was late night, and I had my headphones in,
brushing over
and
that.
I saw him going crazy, but I didn't want to like cross the street and like, because that might offend him. So I just kept walking.
Take that guy's feelings into
I don't want to
account.
be like, whatever. So I walked by, and I saw him yelling, so I took this headphone out, and it was hanging here, and he was like, I just heard gun a lot, and then I took this headphone out and turned my head, and the cop was just pointing the gun at him. And I just literally just walked by. And I didn't want to film it or anything because I thought the crazy guy would beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And this guy didn't look like he was willing to help if that happened. So I just kept walking.
He just started firing bullets blindly.
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say.
I'll
also,
kill one of them.
The guy who just has like "cop" written on his shirt is not.
Yeah.
I'm not confident with his gun.
I didn't think he would
gun
make an effort.
capabilities.
Yeah, he would probably just drive away. So I just walked past it.
Now
That's
you're
New York.
in New York. You just walk through gunfire.
Did you even
like,
like change your gait? Did you change speed, or were you just like, I'm just gonna keep?
No, I kept going. I just strolled right through. I just like did this and like did this and then did this.
fucking city?
That's how I handle all my problems in life. If I don't look at them, it will be fine.
All right.
Thanks, man. Yeah, well, that's New York for you, but DC was just littered with homeless people, and it was.
They
too
don't have.
hot.
They're not homeless. They just make homes on the sidewalk.
They're home
It's a
full.
tough
This dude had a
economy.
nightstand.
It's a tough economy,
He
man.
had a fucking
This one guy-
one of those big blow-up mattresses.
He had like a Lisa mattress.
And a nightstand.
He had a nightstand, and he was just like this. He was like just leaning, just like chilling. I was like,
He's the most comfortable person in DC.
and I'm sitting there.
I think he had a
walking.
book on the nightstand. It was
I'm
ridiculous.
pouring with sweat. I'm dying, and he's just like cool as a cucumber, hanging out. Like that's my life. They're so your city has.
He was
so
wearing
many
house
homeless people.
shoes.
They're like good at being homeless.
It's a
They're like this ain't no thing.
It's a nice place.
It's homeless people and sightseeing. Two of my least favorite things in the world.
And minorities.
Man, that's you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm out on D. Are you? Wait, you're
Oh, we also
right?
saw that when we were doing
You
our.
live in Baltimore, right?
I lived in I never lived in Baltimore.
No? Oh, okay. So
No.
it is your city.
I only live in
That place
DC,
stinks. I'm so out on DC. I never want to go.
I mean, no,
was-
I mean it's nice. You just went during like the hottest week of the year.
I wouldn't really say it's nice.
It's like really pleasant for the most part.
Disagree.
I got out of my cab one night we went out, Monday night or Sunday night we went out, and I got out of my cab and I saw the Capitol all lit up, and I was like, that's pretty cool. It was like a cool sight to see.
Yeah, it's
I didn't need to get up and walk to it the next
Not big
morning.
on
That was
sightseeing.
unnecessary.
I don't think seeing things is a big deal.
when you go to like the #1 sightseeing city in the world and you're not a big sightseer, I could see how you don't like it.
Yeah, it's not a match made in heaven.
Kevin Clancy didn't like something. Well, now I've
but
heard
like
it all.
sightseeing is like I don't know why anybody likes that.
We discussed
I
that.
think a lot of people like
I know it doesn't make sense to me. It's like you just see things.
Yes, that's generally what sightseeing
I
is.
can see it.
Wait,
Okay,
let me
let's
put
go
that
home now.
together.
I like
Sightseeing
seeing
is
I
when
like
you
seeing
see-
natural sights. I like seeing
like the Grand
mountains
Canyon
and
and
shit
shit.
like that. I don't care much
like
for
here's a
like
building.
a tall cement edifice.
That's not true. If you go to like Seattle, you want to see the Space Needle.
See, I wouldn't care about
I
that.
don't think I would care about that.
That would not interest
I
me.
didn't care. I could see the Washington Monument, and I was like, "That's too far to walk right now."
But you see it and you marvel in it.
I didn't marvel.
I marveled at the
It
duck
was
ramp.
too fucking smoggy.
Thank you.
The duck ramp was the
Duck
best
ramp was hot.
sightseeing monument in the whole goddamn city.
That's what they built.
If
the
you ever
city
go to
around.
DC, go to the duck ramp.
That's the rundown.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I've had to go since we started talking
Pee in
about
the
it.
bottle. man.
Keep.com.